Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm joined with Carl squared here going on. Right, we're going to be talking about Kasta today, right? This is Carl from, he is actually the CEO of Kasta and another, I think you're a CMO or something like that, right? Is that? Yes.
This is true.
Another founder of Kasta. Kasta it's a big name right now. Everybody's talking about it. You've been on CNBC, right?
I was on a CNBC podcast. I was on Fox Business talking about Kasta, and I was on Yahoo Finance talking about Kasta. And yesterday or 2 days ago, Forbes actually also mentioned both me and Carl as co-founders of Kasta in Forbes 30 Under 30. So
yeah, there you go. So yeah, the Kasta is the most exciting news. So tell us, what is Kasta in one sentence so people can understand?
In one sentence, what Kasta does is instant and free crypto transfers. That's what we want to do.
Look at that. Why don't you elaborate on that a little bit?
Exactly, sure. So the thing is, with instant and free transfers, we have to make that, we feel, because buying a cup of coffee like this, it's not an easy task. Or if we want to split a bill, if we're in a restaurant, the lunch could it cost us, like $20 or something, if it's a cheap lunch? And say that we want to split that bill. If we're going to do that with Ethereum or USDT, it's not really possible. Well, it's possible, but it's probably going to cost more than the actual lunch. So what we want to do with Kasta is make it more convenient, more easy, and just to transfer peer-to-peer payments, basically.
Awesome. Well, as a software developer, making things easier is actually harder to produce. And so I have to ask the question, tell us, how did you decide to create such an ambitious project?
Yeah. So the thing is, Carl actually got me into crypto about 3 years ago. And I loved it. It's a rabbit hole. You just go in, and it's political for me, and I guess it's political for all of us here. But I quickly realized that for Bitcoin and the other currencies to become much bigger than they are right now, this is my thought, we need to make it a medium of exchange. And not because now it's more of a store of value rather than a medium of exchange, I would say, at least. So to get to mass crypto adoption, we need to make it much easier to send and transfer money. We need to make it cheap or instant and free. Because that's how it is now. When you buy a cup of coffee or when you go out to pay for lunch, you don't pay anything, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're using Bitcoin and you're gonna pay for that lunch, it takes 30 minutes to transfer the Bitcoin to the merchant itself. It's costly, and so that's what we want to get rid of. And we're believers here, and me and Carl, and I think we want to drive mass adoption into crypto, and I believe that this is a very good way to do so. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, to me, it sounds a little bit like PayPal, right? So what makes you different from PayPal?
I can take this one. So first of all, PayPal does not have a crypto first mentality. They are slowly integrating crypto, but it's not even close to what we would hope for, right? So we want to create Kasta as the alternative that us crypto people want. So if you want to have a nice fiat crypto gateway, Kasta will provide that. And when you want to send crypto free and instant, we will also provide that. But not only this, within the actual app, you will be able to make money. That's very important for me, myself. I love making money. I think you guys also love making money.
We all like making money.
We all love that. So that's very important to me, that we spread the wealth to our users by creating incredible yield strategies, where we do the yield farming in the back end and the user gets the reward passively. So you deposit your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Kasta tokens, and you stake them, and then you make rewards, and then you can get daily payouts is the idea. Mm-hmm. We're not going to have this functionality on day one, but we are going to develop it slowly as we go forward. But those are a few reasons why PayPal has no chance against Kasta in the future.
Nice.
And to elaborate actually on that, this is also to drive, to mass adoption of cryptocurrency, because what we want to do is, package the beautiful things around blockchain technology, like borderless transactions and what you said, yield effects, and give it to the everyday man, because they're not getting that on their bank right now. But
Yeah.
if we introduce them to blockchain without them having to know what's happening in the background, I think we can transition a lot of these people into the crypto space.
Yeah, and this is why I think, for example, Crypto.com made a massive move in the past few years. They have become one of the biggest cryptocurrencies in the whole world. It's because they are targeting mainstream people, giving them the access to different yield strategies, and we want to improve on what they have already done. But it is definitely a proven concept in that sense, this whole yield strategy thing. But Crypto.com have missed out on the payment side of things. We think payments are very important because people want to make money, but then they have to use the money as well. So we want to just make crypto very easily spendable for the everyday man. And this is how I think we're gonna reach tens of millions or hundreds of millions of people, because mainstream people, they're already paying for things, but we're gonna make it easier and they're gonna make money while doing so.
Well, I'm blown away, honestly, because I'm just shocked that all these features are available in Kasta, where you have free fees to transfer back and forth, and then also earn money in Kasta. So I have to ask the question: how is this possible? How do you have free fees? How do you earn money in Kasta wallet? I mean, where does that money come from?
Where the money come from? Yeah. So first off, I want to say there's several cryptocurrencies within Kasta that you can use. To begin with, it's Ethereum, Bitcoin, USDT, and the Kasta token itself. And we're also, like Carl just said, we're having fiat on the platform as well, because we want to create these fiat on and off ramps. We actually started with Bitcoin, the Lightning Network, to reduce the fees completely. However, we quickly realized that we have to take another approach. So we're actually a centralized solution now. And that's how we make the fees instant and for free, because we have our internal ledger that keeps track of every transaction for both fiat money and crypto, basically. So that's the reason.
Okay, well, that leads to my next question, right? Because, there's a lot of diehards out there that say, not your keys, not your Bitcoin.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
what do you say to those people?
Yeah, so I think it's very, very important to understand that when you want to send $1 million or $1 billion or $10 billion, I don't know, even a big transfer of $3,000, it is always going to be more secure with the Bitcoin blockchain. We all know that the Bitcoin blockchain is the most secure and the most decentralized payment network in the whole world. We are not trying to compete against Bitcoin on that. There's no way anyone is ever going to be able to compete against Bitcoin on that level. People call me Bitcoin maximalist. I wouldn't go that far, but I would definitely call myself, someone who believes that Bitcoin is the king. So that's never going to change. That's what I believe. But when you want to go to the cafeteria and just buy a cup of coffee, you don't care about the whole full decentralization of Bitcoin. You just want to buy a cup of coffee very quickly. You don't want to pay $2 in transaction fees. You don't want to wait 10 minutes for the blockchain to confirm. So those are two reasons why Kasta makes sense on these smaller payments. Obviously, in 5-10 years, maybe there's going to be a crazy decentralized solution like Lightning Network that is easy to use, and then we will integrate that into Kasta. That was actually our initial idea from the very first point. But our developers, they looked at the Lightning Network and they told us that, sorry, but this is not ready for mass adoption.
No, sir.
It's just not possible right now. And there is nothing else out there that could do what we want. Because if it could, then probably it would already be out there and it would be working. So that's why Kasta is using this approach right now. But yeah, buying a cup of coffee, it's very important that we can do that with crypto, but without these fees.
I want to add something to that as well, and that is the UX thing around crypto as well. By doing it the way we're doing it, we're making it much, much, much easier than it is now. Like sending crypto, I've been in the space for 3 years, but I still make errors sometimes, For me to send you USDT, for example, I would need to know what network to send on. I would need your wallet address. If I do anything wrong, you know what happens?
You lose your money.
You lose your money. So that is also an approach that because we want your grandma to be able to use the solution, and that's why we're taking this approach to just make it as simple as possible to send money across borders to your friends, wherever, and spend that.
True.
And we have to understand also that all of us, we care a lot about decentralization. We care a lot about keeping our own Bitcoin, and I think that we should always do that with a huge part of our portfolio. But we also need to understand that the big mainstream people, they don't really care about that. They just want to send payments instant and free. They want to make money, and that's about it. but this is definitely going to be a gateway drug into decentralization. Right?
Yeah, gateway drug. Maybe you shouldn't have went with that one, but yes.
No, but I think it's like it is kind of it's kind of true, right? Like they start using the app, they start using crypto, and then they will learn more about crypto, and that's how we want to push mass adoption. Because we're not only targeting crypto people, we're also targeting mainstream people. So we want to make sure that they get interested in crypto, but as long as it's complicated, it's very hard to get them in here. But if we make it dead simple, so even our grandmas can use it, then I think we have a real chance to actually get another hundreds of millions of people into crypto in the next like 3-4 years.
Definitely. Yeah. As soon as grandma can go swipe
Yeah.
with her iPad, then yeah, it's good. She's gonna be in crypto.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Exactly. Anyways, I hear you guys have a token, right? And I want you to tell us about that token. And I would like to know: will there be staking? How do you guys earn more? How do people earn more with that token?
Yeah, so we will have a staking feature within Kasta, the Kasta app itself, that will earn you yields on the Kasta token itself. So you'll be earning passive income. Like Carl said, it's very important for us to introduce these features for our users in the future. But not only that, if you stake Kasta within the platform, you'll get a lot of different benefits as well. So depending on how much Kasta you will stake within the platform, you'll get reduced exchange fees, you'll get better yield multiplier, you get better cashback deals by going out to buy that cup of coffee with our debit card. So there's a lot of it in there. And we also want to bring in the social aspect to it as well, which is kind of cool, I think. So you can actually stake the Kasta token together with your friends to create these bigger staking pools and then get the rewards together as friends within the platform.
So nice. For example, something cool is, let's say that you want to get the highest rewards that are possible in the app, then you could actually get help from your audience they can also stake in the same pool as you. So let's say you stake $10,000 worth, but if your audience, like 100,000 people, start staking, then your whole pool could be maybe like hundreds of thousands, and then you easily get into the highest tier very quickly. So people that either have a lot of friends or people with YouTube channels can stake together. There's no other product out there that has this. This is a very, very unique thing for Kasta.
And it's very important because if you go to crypto.com or the other exchanges out there, they have these different tiers, right? Level 10s, but how could the everyday man get to the top level? It's,
everyone's complaining about
so
this.
much.
I've heard many people complain about that crypto.com, Swissborg, and it's only for whales because you need tens of thousands of dollars to stake in their own token, and people don't even have that much to put in Bitcoin. So how are they supposed to be able to stake that? So we want to make this easier for also the little people with smaller amount of money, because everyone is starting out somewhere, right? Very important for us.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to drop to my last question is, when and where can people buy the Kasta token?
I will tell you exactly where. You can go down below this video in the description and click DaVinci J15's BYBIT link, because on BYBIT you can buy the Kasta token. We're doing a BYBIT IEO, an initial exchange offering. So that's huge, of course, because BYBIT has millions of users already. I'm sure most of your users are already using BYBIT, so it's very easy for them to take part. And that's the main place. But I guess, Carl, you can talk more about how people that, if you don't want to use BYBIT, there are other places as well.
One second. It's bybit.davincij15.com. Just head over there right now.
There you go.
For those who do not want to use BYBIT for whatever reason, you will be able to purchase the token on different dexes as well. So Uniswap, QuickSwap are 2 examples for that. And the important thing to say as well, we're launching the 5th. So it's very soon. 5th of January is the token launch.
So head over there right now. Now. Click there and open up an account, and you can participate in this launch of this token.
Yeah, because in the IEO you can get up to 9.5 thousand Kasta tokens per user, but I think the total allocation for users is 45 million.
45 million tokens. No, not on BYBIT. It's 25 million.
Okay, but that means that essentially you can take part, but it's a finite supply, so you have to be fast, basically.
But then we'll open it up for the listing, and then everyone.
Of course, yes. but now in before the 5th.
That's awesome. So just sign up, get some free tokens. There you go. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. Right, I really appreciate it. This was an awesome interview, and I think everybody's excited about Kasta. I know I am, and I'm looking forward to being a part of this team. I actually am invested in Kasta, and so I highly recommend that you do so as well.
Thank you for having us on the channel.
Thank you, David.
Cheers.